3 near sellout crowds, great viewing audiences, having Russell Crowe talk about rugby league pretty much for 5 days in the UK, all of it adds up to a success. And sometimes you just can't help what happens on the field, but off the field we've done everything we can to make this tournament a success.
I was going to say the crowds in particular, and the number of South Sydney jerseys. There's an interest in rugby league down under as well, and bringing sides like that to these shores will only help improve the profile.
I think I'd like to thank the fans first and foremost. They've turned out in numbers, they've supported the concept brilliantly and made sure that it can only grow and grow. We've always thought we needed, this is year 1, and in 3, 5, 10 years we'll have something that's going to be very, very special. The fans have backed us to start with, and hopefully they're all back in numbers again next year when it happens again. And I think it is. There's no doubt. You look at Wigan when they went down to Sydney last year, there was 32,000 people. Fans want to see the best players playing against each other all the time, and they want to see the best clubs playing against each other all the time. And it's our job as administrators to make sure they get as much of it as they want.
Well, look at the fans are cheering and singing all the night, and we're 21,000 at Wigan and 13,500 at Hollywood. It's the beginning, it's not the end. This hasn't started off in crowds of 200. It's started off in full houses and great corporate, and people have come from all over Europe to get here. It'll get bigger and bigger. You've got to persist though. You've got to trust the product, trust what we're doing in rugby league. Don't give it up.
I was going to say, for too long perhaps there's been that divide. There's been Australia doing their thing, there's been Super League doing their own thing, and it seems like now they're kind of coming a little bit closer and working together a bit more.
You never survive by being separated. You only survive by being together. And I'm not saying we've been apart, but we've got to get closer and closer together to make sure that we build this game, because it's a great game. And there's some magnificent athletes in it. We've got to make sure we create a structure that keeps them in it.
What we've seen is that the Super League competition is already more intense this year than it was last year, and I think that's a fantastic lesson for our clubs as to what the intensity of the NRL is, and I suppose how much work, having restructured the competition, we need to keep doing to get ourselves up to that level of intensity and that standard.
Number of representatives over from down under. Do you see the interest and the willingness to continue this series, and do you see it being the similar format to this year?
Yeah, I think it'll be in this format next year. I think the interest from Australian clubs to come over and do this has been amazing. We set out to make sure that the Australian clubs had a great experience here, and that they either wanted to come back or would go and tell other clubs that it was worth coming back for, because we firmly believe in international club competition. We think there's benefits on the field and off the field. Things like the best practice forums are little bonuses that make sure that our sport keeps growing and gets better. And to be fair, some of the off-field stuff the Australian clubs have learned from us. So look, it's been a great week. Sad about the results, but we can take a lot of positives away from it as a competition, and we look forward to next year bigger and better than ever.